Hello and welcome back, Bachaj. It has been a very long time. Okay, so getting started, let's see what we did previously. So, we talked about the barriers of communication, and now we'll move forward to some very basic things that we should know, whether we are studying communication or not. Okay, so let's go through what communication is. As we have talked about it, communication is basically your ideas, your opinions about it could be anything, and your interaction with other people. It's communication can also be said to be imparting of ideas or writing up through any modes of mass communication or any kind of communication. It could be face to face, it could be through social media, written communication, in any way. Okay, so we move on and see what mediated communication is. So mediated communication is the communication taking place through technology, where the medium of communication is technology, whether it's TV, whether it's television, whether it's your smartphones, anything. Okay, so moving on. Now we've looked at what communication is, what mediated communication is, and now we'll move on to what mass communication is. So basically, mass communication is the communication with masses through tools of mass communication. And what are the tools of mass communication? As we've discussed, they are print and electronic media, right? Also the new media, which consists of social media and websites as blogs. We've already talked about the barriers. I don't need to go through them again. And now let's get familiarized with some terms used in our television news. So the first one we have is the follow-up news story. So what's a follow-up news story? It's basically when an event has happened, it has been broadcasted, the news, okay, this thing has happened, and then after some time, an update of it is there. Okay? So follow-up story is basically when something has happened, but again, an event related to the same story happens, and it is published again. And when the update has been published again, this is the follow-up news story. Okay. Moving on, running story. What's a running story? It's basically the continuous news that we are getting about something. It's you can say it's episodic. And examples of these could be the Panama case, where we heard stories about that case almost every day. Then we had CPEC, where every day we would get stories of its development, of something new happening, right? So running stories are basically continuous news, or the news that are updated every single day. Okay, then we have exclusive news story. So exclusive news story is, I can give you the example, when you're watching news on any news channel and then you see a watermark of exclusive. It's either there or it's moving. So exclusive is basically any news, any event that has happened, and some news channel is the very first one to be broadcasting it. So that would be exclusive news story for that channel. Okay. Moving on to hot news. What's hot news? Whatever is trending would be hot news. Like these days, it's the COVID-19 stories. COVID-19 is basically hot news because it's trending. It's talked about everywhere. Every day, new development is being talked about. Okay, and the last thing that we're going to talk about today are the news values. What are news values? It's basically what makes a news, right? At one place, 4 events happen, but we only see one of them in the news. Why? Why were the other 3 not reported? Why was it only the one that was reported? So there can be 3 to 4 reasons as to why. One, big names were involved. 2, number of people that were involved matters a lot. Maybe the one that was reported had a significant number of people that were affected from it, right? And the third thing and the last thing is, why should the people know this, right? When you have 3 stories but you have only time to broadcast 1 story, so you need to evaluate why do people need to know the specific story. So when you answer this question regarding all the 4 stories, you will get your answer as to why that 1 story should be the one that should reach people. Okay, so this was it for today, and we'll see what's next. Till then, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and see you later, alligator.